Hey guys, Richard Legends. Welcome to the video. Sending some love and some positive vibes your way, especially if you need it out there today, if you're going through something, guys. Just remember, I'm thinking about it. Some of the most purpose-driven people that I've ever met in the entire world, in my life, right? And people I admire, people I look up to as well. They used their biggest moment of suffering, their biggest moment of acute pain that they went through, their trials and tribulations in life, and they turned it into their biggest sense of meaning, right? We get to decide. I'm not here to give you a motivational speech, but we get to decide when we have something, acute pain in life, right? If something really, really bad is happening to us, and if it hasn't yet, more power to you, but it's probably going to happen one day. It happens to all of us, right? You're given a choice in your lowest of lows. Are you going to use that moment to let it break you forever? Or are you going to use that as a moment to transform you, even if it's painful? Anyway, today I saw this comment in my YouTube comment section from Raymond. And listen, you can easily bait me asking me to do a rankings video, right?
You asked me if I was in the meth business or the money business. Neither. I'm in the empire business.
If you could pick 40 champs to manage all areas of the game, we're talking dungeons and siege and PvP, who would they be? Obviously, Faction Wars means more. Well, maybe to you, bro. But we do have Faction Wars 2.0 coming out, right? Who would they be? That's a top list that I'd watch. Well, count me for one viewer, Raymond. I'm looking at you, buddy. I decided to refine the request a little bit. I decided to make it all legendaries. Because nowadays, I make a top champions overall list, and it's littered with a bunch of mythicals, right? And I have a mythical tier list, a recent mythical tier list already released, so I figured we just kind of narrow it down to legendaries, right? And maybe I'll do one for most versatile, all-around utility players for epics and rares if you guys want to as well. But today we're going to make it 30 legendaries, because you know yours truly, I can tend to blab on about these champions a little bit, right? So we'll cut it down from 40 to 30.
Oh, thanks, man.
And I wanted to say, this is one of the most challenging lists that I put together. And ranking it is just foolish, right? I love ranking things, but I mean, if you need a reviver, you got Siphi, right? Or whatever, right? If you need a damage dealer, you have somebody else. It's apples and oranges. It depends on what you need. And of course, this is just my opinion, but I'm looking at champions that I consider A+ or S tier in both PvP and in PvE, right? At least a few areas of PvE where they really excel, right? So that was kind of the litmus test. I had to make some very difficult cuts, because personally, I consider a champion like Armand's, right? I consider him S+ tier in the arena, but I kind of consider Armand's kind of like B+ in PvE, meaning he's one of the best wave controllers in the game, but doesn't excel against specific bosses or anything like that. So I had to make a lot of tough choices. So champions like Armand's, I left off the list, even though there's no doubt about it. Overall, in aggregate, you know, like, he's so good in arena that he'd still make my top 30. But I wanted to hone in on champions that if you pull them, you can count on them excelling everywhere and really changing your account. All right, enough blabbing. Let's get to the list here. Now, I'm going to start out actually with a champion that was kind of borderline on my list, and it's Lydia the deathsiren, right? I kind of thought about taking her off, kind of maybe putting Armand's on. She was right on that cusp, because I think she's S tier easily in PvE. One of the best abilities in the game is the Siren's Wail. You get decreased defense, weaken, increased speed, and strengthen. She's like 3 years old at this point, and it's still one of the best abilities out there. That's insane. That's insane. She also has a lockout, which is very good, especially in the arena on her A3. And she's got a passive that, you know, has aged pretty well, right? It's still effective in the arena. It denies enemy revive attempts, and this is a super revive meta. You can also revive your own allies. So although she's not an endgame PvP champion, I haven't seen her in my live arena season top 100 push or anything like that, I think you can get by a lot worse with other champions than a Lydia. So I did include her on the list. She's just one of the best overall champions out there. Still a very, very valuable reward for any player who's able to complete the Faction Wars. All right, we mentioned her earlier, and I've been talking a lot about Siphi lately. I still love my Siphi, man.
Beardo! It's time for you to get out of Charles's house today.
Hang on, man. You don't tell me what to do.
That's where you're wrong, baby girl. I run this precinct.
And although After they nerfed her A2 to make it a 4-turn cooldown instead of a 3-win booked, she took a little hit in PvP, or PvE, excuse me. But she's still an amazing champion in PvE. You know, like, whether you need the sleep for Sand Devil or whether you just need one of the top supports in the game, she's S tier everywhere. So Siphi's on the list. She's got a great revive, full turn meter. She's got great heals, which helps you out all over the place in PvE as well, right? And of course, in the arena, her speed, 114. You know, the fact that she's married to the groom, one of my favorite nukers in the entire game. Great synergy there. She has this little mini cleanse, a chance of removing fear, 50%, and freeze from each ally at the start of their turn, which is really nice as well. She's got such a great kit. Just tremendous. Turn meter fill, block debuffs, increased defense, increased speed. You name it, Siphi is still Siphi, and she's still easily on top here. All right, next up, number 3 is going to be Mithrala. Why not cover both of the farmable-ish freebies or whatever you call them? Endgame freebies. How about that? Takes a while to get them, but they're amazing when you do, right? Hydra Clan Boss, Mithrala Lifebane, right? She's just really great, you know. I think she's just one of the best supports in terms of a full package out there this game has to offer. She's great in areas like Scarab King with the poisons on the A1, or Amos, for example, right? She got the Hex. She got the increased defense, increased attack. That's beautiful in everywhere in the game, but especially Hydra. I love her in the arena too because the Hex synergizes with Petrification. That's so annoying to go against, right? You got that beautiful cleanse, the big version strengthen, the shield, all in a 3-turn cooldown. That's criminal, is what it is. Criminally good. She's got that. I love the Gaze of Stone. Specifically, and what makes her, you know, a sure-in on this list is increases her resistance by the amount of accuracy she has. She's one of the only champions in the game that you can actually dependably build with enough to resist things in the arena, because you can add her resistance to her accuracy ostensibly, and that's her resist, right? So very good champion, kind of a jack of all trades for sure. A lot of support and debuff as well. So Mithrala is definitely someone that's going to be helping you out everywhere in the game. All right, let's talk about good old Yumeko. Yumeko, I think, what, number 4 on the list or whatever? Again, no particular order here. Yumeko is great, man. She's got the resets to activate your Seers or whoever you're using, your Xavias, your Eleanorils, your just insane teams. Whatever your best champions are doing, she's going to allow them to do a hell of a lot more of it, right? Notoriously Trundas, right, in Hydra. But she's amazing in the arena. She's a lockout champion. But even more than that, you can build her in high resist in the arena, and you can use her to counter other lockouts. So like a Crixia goes, or a Warlord, or whoever, and then you build her to resist it, and then she can go right back in and negate what they did. There's so many ways to use a Yumeko. It just depends on what you're trying to do, right? In PvE and in PvP. I love this A2 where she can bounce back debuffs, right? Anything from the dragon poisons to Bommel's bombs. Shoot them right back at the boss. That's so nasty. Got some turn meter fill. She's got a perfect veil as well. She's immune to debuffs, by the way, if she's under a veil or perfect veil. And Yumeko is exceptionally good. She was a very easy addition to the list. Speaking of easy additions, some of our top choices here right out the gate. Marichka, yeah, Captain Obvious here. Marichka the Unbreakable definitely was not borderline. She's one of the best PvE champions in the game, and certainly one of the most capable, competent, and OP healers and supports in PvE as well. She's got speed in all battles, which is useful everywhere. And then she's got the cleanse, turn meter fill. She's got the beautiful heal, one of the best in the game, 40% of her max HP. You get the shield, you get the strengthen that's protected as well. Protection is so important in this meta right now as well, going against all the Mariuses, a little foreshadowing for you guys. But what a great ability, Font of Tenacity. Even the name seems to suit its OP-ness. Passive is broken too. The revival, when she dies and you just revive her and do it all over again, she's great in the arena. She's one of the best counters to the meta, right? There's so many bombers and poisoners and burners out there right now with Vulkanoses and Gizmax and Cometises and Gnishaks. Oh my! She's just insane. She's next level, right? And you can use her absolutely everywhere. One of the most powerful champions still in the game today. This next one, maybe more towards the bottom of the list if I had to actually be forced to rank them, but still very, very deserving to be on the list, in my opinion. And it's actually Pythion. Pythion, I think, is a bit underrated. A Force Affinity Reviver, super freaking tanky. I've mentioned this before, and actually a few people in the comments have said, yeah, I've noticed that too. But like, Pythion is just one of those random champions out there that just feels even tankier than he is. Like, if you look at the base stats, you're like, okay, decent. But it's just tough to kill this dude. Maybe because, again, of affinity or because of the passive. Damage mitigation for each buff up to 25%. Super strong. That could be a built-in big version of strength and just all the time, provided that you have the buffs on your squad. That's really strong. Then a solid revive on a 4-turn cooldown on an AoE. A great ability here with the block debuffs, the heal, and the cleanse all on a 3-turn cooldown. Chalk it up as one of the top cleansing abilities in the game. For cleansing abilities, by the way, what is the creme de la creme? What is the top notch, the most you can ask for? It's this, where they're healing or turn meter filling with the cleanse, with the block debuffs, all on a 3-turn cooldown. He's got it all, right? He's a cool champion to build in high resist. He has a resist in all battles aura as well. Just a really, really good tank, reviver, support champion overall. Very good in the arena. Very good everywhere, in my opinion. All right, next up, this hair thing is really annoying me. Like, what the heck is going on there with the little patch thing? Anyway, next up, gonna go with the best of the best, arguably, in the game right now, and Marius! Oh yeah, Marius is just the goat, man. Or the horse, I guess. But he's just amazing, man. I mean, like, what can I say? He's got the defense in all battles. He's got the immunity to decreased speed and turn meter reduction effects. That's annoying and very good. The auto A1s, whenever someone attempts to do those things to him with the enfeeble, is the most annoying thing in the arena to go against. It's so awful. He's got the self buffs, not just to him, but I guess the communal buffs here to everybody. He's stunning the enemy with the highest turn meter. He's getting the extra turn. Increased accuracy can be hard to find. He goes in and he just destroys everybody. An enemy max HP champion that you can use in PvE content, any boss basically in the game, from Hydra to Chimera to any other boss. He's just OP everywhere, right? And decreased duration of all enemy buffs is just insane. It negates stone skin. He's really just next level good everywhere in the game. Probably, again, the overall best champion in the game. There's champions like Newt who are not on this list because he doesn't excel in PvP, but it's just crazy that Marius is that good in both areas of the game, right? Very good. Okay, next up is going to be the Queen of Hearts. I don't have the Queen of Hearts, but
hello, you have me.
She is one of my most wanted void legendaries in the game right now. She's very fast, 110 base speed, easy to build as your go first champion in the arena. She's got an AoE with decreased defense on her A1. What? Like, amazing everywhere. Hydra, you name it. Just a 100% big version. Just chilling there. Terminate of all allies fill. Oh, this is A1. On her A2, it's a remove all buffs from all enemies, then a death brand to deny revival on a target, then a true fear on all enemies for 1 turn, right? Fills a champion turn by 5% for each buff removed by this skill. In the arena, this can be, a lot of turn meter fill. She can be close to her next turn already. And then the ally attack with the increased attack, only 2 champions have it, her and Mikage. Just insane. It happens before attacking too, so everybody's going to be primed to do their utmost damage. Decrease the cooldown of the champions off with their heads. If a target's killed, off with their heads is going to make sure that they can't come back. It's a nasty, nasty, nasty kit. And for every 10 buffs the enemy team receives, she gets a turn. So like if Siphi goes in the arena, she gets a turn, right? All they have to do is go, and then she immediately comes in and removes them all. It's a really, really strong combo. Ally attack is strong everywhere in the game, so that alone, it gives her incredible viability everywhere in PvE, especially like areas like Hydra with the A1. I mean, Queen of Hearts is so unbelievably good. Let's go to old school. That's kind of a new champion. Let's go to old school champion. Kymar. Good old Prince Kymar, my second legendary ever on my account after Biggin. Way back in the day. I pulled Prince Kymar and I was like, I don't know. People never talk about this dude. He probably sucks. And then, boy, was I wrong there. He's got the Seal of Magic, again, reset like we talked about with Yumeko, obviously. But then in the arena, he's fantastic. He's got the speed in arena battles. He's got the remove buffs from enemies. And he's got the sleep on them. A great control champion with the speed aura. He's always a threat. The Seal of Magic is annoying to go against in the arena. He's got a turn meter fill on the Seal of Magic as well. Very, very powerful. It's a full reset. Most resets in this game are just 3 turns or less, right? He's got the full reset for those big, long cooldowns like Roslyn's A3, right? So, very strong champion to this day. He did take a bit of a hit in the arena. You don't see him as frequently. With Stone Skin, you got a 50-50 chance at removing it, and if you don't, well, kind of SOL for a little bit, right? But he's still very, very good. Definitely A tier or above in both areas of the game, so he makes the list. Speaking of another old school, we got another OG original champion in the game, and it's one that everybody can eventually get. It's Arbiter. Arbiter's still, to this day, top 30 most versatile champion in the game. Obviously, she's great in the arena. She's super fast. She got the speed in arena battles. She got that juicy 30% turn meter fill. She sets up your nukers with increased attack. She's got the revive or just the turn meter fill. She's got the decreased duration of enemy buffs. Again, polymorph proof on the A2 on an AoE. I think people should be using her even more often, not less, in the arena. She's very, very good. There are alternatives like Shu Zhen, who just barely made the list as well. S tier in the arena. I think she's kind of a B tier outside of that personally. But anyway, Arbiter, she's amazing. Amazing in areas like Hydra. Amazing anywhere that you need a reviver who's super, super fast. And she can heal as well, right? A great support champion still to this day. Those are my first 10. Let's go on to the next group. We have Nekhret the Great. This is an interesting one because Nekhret, I don't think he gets the love he deserves sometimes. Granted, he's a void legendary. He's hard to get your hands on. But man, he's just one of those weird champions where in PvE, we think about him as a PvP champion. But in PvE, he's kind of plug and play. You just kind of put him on a team and you're kind of better off for it. That's been my experience with this dude, right? Because he's got a very unique ally attack. And again, ally attack is one of the most powerful things you can do in Raid Shadow Legends, right? So he's got that. He's got beautiful protection on who needs it the most with his passives. He's got shields for days. He's got a freaking triple hitter with an irresistible decrease attack on his A1. Like, how is that not good? It's 30 or 35% with sniper on each hit. It's very dependable. And again, doesn't require any accuracy in the build. So I think he's criminally underrated in PvE, and very, very good in PvP. It allows you, having a Nekhret on your account, allows you to not have to build every damn nuker in Stone Skin and Savage, right? You actually have protection from Nekhret instead. No feral gear needed. He's got block debuffs as well. So a lot of protection there, and he's certainly just an absolute beast of a tank and support champion everywhere in the game. Next up is going to be Lady Noelle, who's kind of a recent-ish fusion, and boy was I high, I'm still high on Lady Noelle. I don't know, some people talked about her like she was just kind of a, you know, I hate the term must fuse. I never say that, but I think she was close to it. I was higher on her than I think a lot of players, or at least creators, were. Really solid base stats, speed in arena battles by 30%, fantastic. Decreased speed of enemies under freeze by 10%, very underrated. Doesn't show up on the stat sheet. It's hard to quantify how much it helps you, but it helps you. When a sheep expires on an ally, fills their turn meter by 50%. That's great for the arena. On the A2, you can cure sheep. Her and Shu Zhen, I think, still the only 2 champions that can do that. And then you get an increased speed on all allies on a 3-turn cooldown. That's fantastic as well. You can use that anywhere, right? You get a great heal as well. You get an excess heal on surplus. And then this Hearthkeeper, it's arguably one of the strongest AoE revives in all of Raid. It's a 3-turn AoE revive with 50% turn meter, 50% HP. That's nuts. That is so good. As if that wasn't enough, though, 100% freeze on all enemies for 1 turn. And you can do that even if you don't want to revive anybody. Oh, it's nasty. It can't be resisted or blocked even by block debuffs if Sir Nick is on the same team. But who cares? You don't even need to worry about Sir Nick. It's just so good in its own right, right? She also has block buffs. She got a little decreased turn meter if they're under freeze on the A1. Just one of the more capable control/revivers out there. in all of RSL. All right, next up is going to be, we talked about Marichka. Yeah, Taurus is on the list too. I'm actually pretty light on nukers overall here because nukers who I think are just insanely good in the arena, like a Georgid the Breaker, for example. I think he's great, don't get me wrong, in PvE as well, but I also think that he's not special enough to put on my list as the most versatile in the game. But Taurus breaks the mold. He's so freaking tanky. You can escalate the damage so high with constant pressure. And then he's got the 2-turn stun as well, right? 2-turn stun, he's kind of next level. He's got a decreased attack, which we forget about on his A1 as well. Each critical hit fills a turn meter of all allies, got turn meter fill. Taurus is the king of, we all know Taurus, but sometimes you forget about all the little things that he's got in his kit, in addition to just all that damage. The damage reduction, destroy a champion's max HP while he's at it. When he's attacked, up to 25% against bosses. He'll decrease the enemy's attack so he can mitigate damage to your entire team. There's a lot going on in Taurus's kit, even more than just his damage that, again, at least I have been guilty of forgetting about at times. Definitely still makes the list of most versatile out there. Next up is going to be, this guy was actually not on my original list, and I took somebody else off the list for him, and it's UDK. I mean, you can't deny his viability or his dominance still to this day in the arena, right? I mean, he's got the too awesome to die, right? He can be just really the quintessential tank for your team, the meat shield for your team, right? So yeah, we get that he's everywhere still to this day in arena, and he can be a great counter to champions like Rhodos, who's so OP, right? And normally a lot of Magic Affinity champions, Siegfried, who's one of the best nukers out there in the game, right? He can be a good response to those champions, a good counterplay. But also, and the reason I actually decided to put him on the list is, man, he can solo like Ice Golem in a lot of content because of the didn't need him. He gets such escalation on his stats for anybody who dies. He's got the provoke on his A1. Not a bad provoke to have as a backup provoker in areas like Magma or Decay. Not that you see him a lot in Hydra, to be fair. But he's got an AoE decrease attack as well, right? Solid. And then I think the A3 kind of put him over the top for me. I mean, this A3 is very good. He's got a shield and a continuous heal. Based on his defense, you're going to build him tanky anyway. He's a really good progression, or yeah, I guess progression tank. Like very, very good, you know? I don't know. I'm still borderline. Because I don't know if, yeah, you guys can, what do you think about UDK? I'm just going to throw it to you guys. Am I crazy that he is A tier in both areas of the game? I don't know. You guys let me know about it. But I decided, I thought I want to give him some love. I want to give him some love, even though it can be annoying to see nothing but UDKs in the arena, still to this day. Next up is going to be Elva, the first Sylvan Watcher added to the game. Elva Autumnborn is very, very good. She's very fast, 110 base speed. She's got the speed in all battles by 19%, which is like kind of the, I guess it's the quintessential all battle aura, right? Of course, 24 being the best, or 25 on mythicals, but 24 on legendaries. But 19 still not bad, right? We got a continuous heal on the ally who needs it the most. We got the full cleanse. We got the block debuffs. We got the increased speed. We've got the revival on a 3-turn cooldown. We've got heals. We got perfect veil on the ally with the lowest HP at the end of this champion's turn. I think she's underrated in the arena. I think people think of Elva and they think of a really good Hydra or just PvE support champion, but I actually think she's very, very good in the arena as well. I actually see a lot of top players using Elva Autumnborn, so she does make the list. Next one is probably one of the most undeniable additions on this list, in my opinion at least. Probably gonna put him on the thumbnail too. Why not? Gnishak verminlord, the second best bomber in all of Raid Shadow Legends. Even better than Gaius the Gleeful and Lord Shazar and War Mother and everybody else, right? Only the OP mythical Cometus has him beat. And it's not even by, well, it is by, Cometus is insane. But when it just comes to the bomb placement and detonation, yeah, he can even chill a bit with Cometus. Man, he's just so good. He's so good, and the reason I put him, because PvE, you're like, yeah, but Ash, PvE, he's still the best Bommel champion, who's arguably, at least for me, was the toughest Doom Tower boss to get by in the game, unless you have the Red Lady, Lady Annabelle. But so good with the bombs on his A1. that deal extra damage. Placed by the skill whose max HP is higher than 200,000 will deal double damage. It's so strong. And then the AoE bomb with the extra turn allows you to decrease the detonation. Thus, they death by bomb, right? Gnishak is a menace inside the arena, and he's very good in wave killing and against Bommel in PvE as well. One of the best answers to Stone Skin in this game, right, is Gnishak. All right, this champion, the hate has gone way, way too far. Way too far. And that is Duchess. I see it in the comments. I see it everywhere. Duchess is falling off a little bit. She's falling off. She's no longer that great of a champion.
Hey, wake up.
Nah, man. Duchess is still very, 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 very good. She really is. I'm not just saying that. I believe it with all my heart. She got speed in all battles. She's got this great ability, block debuffs, increase attack, and a perfect veil. She's got the great revive, right? 4-turn cooldown, AoE 70% HP with, again, another veil. And then the ethereal ways. Mitigating damage from AoE attacks by 25% is so strong. 15 against bosses. Whether you need a great Hydra reviver, or whether you're looking for damage mitigation to build a nice tanky team. Because keep in mind, Perfect Veil also has a 15% AoE damage mitigation, right? So we kind of parlay that with her passive. We're talking about 40% damage mitigation just off the Perfect Veil and the AoE Ethereal Ways reduction, right? That's really freaking strong. That's really unbelievably strong, right? Can use that as her aura lead. She's got a great revive. She's just a really still solid tank for the arena and outside. You can use her anywhere because we always need a great AoE reviver in any content in the game. She sets up your attack-based nukers very well. Sure, is she a top, 10 arena champion like she once was? No. But man, she's still very, very good. Definitely a champion that no player ought to be disappointed to pull because you're going to be able to use her everywhere, hence her making the list. All right, next up, it's going to be, man, now this is a revive. This is a modern day reviver, right? Sulfuryion. Oof, he is nasty, 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 nasty inside the arena, right? One of the best answers to Stone Skin in all of Raid. Going in there with the burns and the instant burn activation on the same ability. Very good. The revive with the extra turn. Very, very good, right? 5-turn cooldown with the extra turn mechanic. And think about all the areas in the game that we can use burn and burn activators on the same damn skill. Like practically every boss, right? I use Sulfuryion all over the place. And then the boon is such a sneaky good turn meter booster for the arena and everywhere else for that matter. Fills a turn meter of all allies by 5% for each HP burn debuff placed. So thus, when he goes inside the arena, you're going to place a burn on everybody, hopefully, right? Because obviously they're going to land on Stone Skin. So you're going to give everybody you just might as well add places burns on all enemies for 3 turns, instantly activates HP burns on all enemies, places a shield on all allies, and then, oh, by the way, turn meter fill all allies by 20%, right? And then there's more. Increases champion's speed for each active burn. It can go on and on here, but he's just really one of the best overall champions out there in the game. I focused a bit more on arena there because I feel like some people sleep on how good he is inside the arena. Next up is Harima. I might be biased here. You guys know how much I love Harima, one of my most drafted champions out there. In the arena, she's S tier, no doubt about it. I mean, enemy ignore defense effects are decreased by 50% is a very, very, very unique skill. Only one champion has it, and you're looking at her. What's up, Harima? She also, though, is a very capable provoker, right, for Head of Decay. Very capable Hydra damage dealer in general. Very capable in tanky damage dealer, right? She's a DPS. She's control. Very good champion. She also has decreased attack on her A1. Also has a, 50% chance of placing a decreased attack on all other enemies if the attack is critical. She can decrease attack everybody that you're going against. Great damage mitigation on her A1 and her passive. Even the enemy ignore defense, it's just like, man, that's even good in areas like Ice Golem who can ignore defense against you, right? Against bosses, sneaky good. Yeah, Harima's just, she is Not even close. She's my favorite defense-based nuker in the game. I'm not saying she's the best because we're just looking for raw damage. There's a fella called Alaz who has a delete button in his kit right here. But she's my most used still, even over Alaz, because she has that passive, right? All right, next up is going to be Lamasu. Lamasu is really good. You know, I think one of the tried and true ways of assessing how good a champion is, it's not absolutely infallible, but maybe the first litmus test is looking at their base speed. For whatever reason, Plarium, when they're designing these champions with like 115 speed, that magic number, they just make them insanely good as well, in addition to the speed, which is already inherently very good, right? Anyway, she's amazing. She gets speed in all battles by 24%. She got an AoE with decreased attack on the A1. She's defense base, she's tanky, right? She got block buffs, true fear on all enemies, good in PvE, good in PvP. If there's a boss, you get block buffs and decreased speed. The two most essential Hydra clan boss debuffs out there in the entire game, alongside decreased defense and weaken. And then she's got the icon of domination, man. This is gonna cleanse an ally, put 2 intercepts on them, and fills their turn meter by 50%. And oh yeah, by the way, resets all their skills. It's one of the best single boosters out there. It's kind of a poor man's Shuzen, but then again, she's bringing a lot that Shuzen doesn't bring to the table, right? Meaning, instead of granting an extra turn, a 50% boost is oftentimes gonna get them an extra turn, gonna get them an instant turn, I should say, right? She's immune to sheep. She's very helpful in the arena. I'm seeing more and more and more of Lamasu in the arena lately, in live arena and top live arena. Part of that is probably because more and more people are unlocking her, right? But she's still very, very good. Definitely everywhere, right? I use her in arena, and I use her in Hydra, but of course you can use her in a lot of other areas in addition to that as well. Next up is Odin. Odin, man. Odin is so good. He's so good. Speed in arena battles by 40%. The best speed aura in the arena. Granted, it's void, but you can kind of combo him with a Taurus, Marichka, Siphi, Yumeko, those types of champions, and you're going to be doing pretty okay for yourself in the speed category. He's got the buff removal and the decreased defense and a stun. Oof, what an annoying thing to go against. This guy's very annoying. And every 9 turns, you get the block damage on this champion and everybody else. I don't know why they even bother saying buff spread. He just places it on everybody, right? You just put block damage on everybody. Every 9 turns, one thing we learned with Sun Wukong, who almost made the list, by the way. One thing we learned with Sun Wukong, and we learned again with Odin, is that when turns go by very fast in Raid Shadow Legends, right? Like you blink and there's another damn block damage on the enemy team when you're going against this dude. But I wanted to end with, and why I'm including an arena GOAT on the list, is Asgardian Judgment is insane, even in PvE. It's an enemy max HP ability, basically, right? Ignore 100% of the Tarkus defense, steals all buffs from them, and like no one, I remember using him against the Queen of Hearts dungeon, the event dungeon. Going in there, removing buffs from everybody, stunning everybody, 100% stun on the 3-turn cooldown, and then going in and doing an enemy max HP ability, being my top damage dealer and my top control and my top damage mitigation all in one champion. Yeah, Odin's pretty sick. Okay, next up is going to be, man, we've been very low on the Unity champions, haven't we, guys? But a couple did make the list. If we're talking just PvE, Fina would be up there, you know, with a big, she'd be number 1. I think that Fina is probably the best. I think she's the best in PvE. But she didn't make the list because I think she's not that as good in PvP, although she can be on an all high elf team. But the 2 that I decided to put on the list, the Unities, are the ones that don't even require you to have an all demon spawn team. Moreover, you don't even need to have one other demon spawn, really, to get the utility out of Vulkanos, right? Vulkanos, whenever an enemy, look at the passive, whenever an enemy receives a buff or has a turn meter increased, place a burn debuff on that champion. If a champion already has a burn, it instantly activates it instead, right? Now, obviously, it gets even more lethal. You can, with 1 ally on the team, it can't be resisted or blocked. With 2, he's going to gain ignore defense. With 3, you get block revive. He is one of the most lethal burners in the arena. He has fear as well, cannot be resisted, so he's good control as well. But man, he's the perfect, the most beautiful, and the most annoying to deal with responses to Siphi's in the arena, right? You go, and she's going to be think about it. She buffs, she fills turn meter, and she does a ton of it, right? On her A2 ability. You're dealing with burns all over the place, and then you're dealing with activations all over the place. You can die. Vulkanos can kill you without even taking a turn in the arena. He's definitely the lord that I see most in top live arena by far and away. By far and away. Probably because I play a lot of Siphi too. But he's very, very good. And of course, as we talked about with other champions, generally speaking, burners are good kind of everywhere in the game, right? He can deal some nasty damage. Really, really, really strong champion, right? Great burn synergy, great demon spawn synergy. Let's just talk about the other Unity Lord right away, right? Let's talk about the other dude. And it's actually Blacktusk. Man, I'm jealous of anybody who has this dude. I actually don't have, for a guy who has a lot of champions, 100% free to play. For a guy who has a lot of champions, I don't have a lot of the unities, right? Check out the Admiral's orders. He's got a full cleanse and then an ally attack with all allies on a 3-turn cooldown. Oof. Oof. That is nasty. That's a nasty ability. And again, this is why I have him, because he's a lord. That he's great even without dwarves on the team. Removes all buffs from a single enemy and places a stun on them for 2 turns. Fills the champion's turn meter by 50%. Additional 10% for each buff removed. Stun can't be resisted. With one faction ally, resets the cooldown of this skill if an enemy is killed while under stun placed by this champion. Double damage on allies under targets with stun. Uniter of dwarfs. Allies will counterattack whenever they lose 10% or more of their max HP from a single hit. That's for everybody. That's not even the bonus. And it just gets better from there. By the way, at the fully empowered, at the start of each round, places a stone skin on all allies for 1 turn. Now, granted, it's hard to pull off a all-dwarf OP arena team, but if I had to, I'd probably go like Fralny, Blacktusk, Arnorn, and I guess maybe I'd probably either go with Tormund, Molly, or Senna, just depending, right? But that'd be nasty with Stone Skin on everybody without Stone Skin, right? Anyway, even outside of that, what a really cool kit. What a very powerful A2 ability. And obviously, you can use them anywhere in the entire game where you could use an ally attacker, which is almost everywhere. Again, it's one of the most sought after, one of the most powerful things you can do in this game is ally attack. Lamasu made the list. Yeah, he did. In the arena, he can ignore Stone Skin and do a ton of damage. 50% ignore defense, ignore Stone Skin, shield, and strengthen. It's like a delete button, single target on his final vengeance. I love it as a 2-time hitter as well. He can get around the UDKs of the world, and that's usually enough, right? 1 hit's enough. He's got the excess damage. He's one of the better Hydra clan boss DPS in the game. Just one of the better DPSs in the game. He's got a block revive as well. He's great in the arena and out of the arena. And again, I didn't put many nukers on the list, but man, I think that Lamasu definitely deserves a spot. All right. This is one that no one probably saw coming, but I think she's a very underrated champion. It's Raka Viletide. Probably a shocker to a lot of people out there. Raka gets a lot of hate, right? I don't know why. I think she's very, very good. 109 base speed. She's very fast. I love it. She's got speed in all battles by 19%. I love that too. She's got this great A2 ability. A full cleanse, increased attack, and a shield based on her max HP on a 3-turn cooldown. Great ability. She's got a revival on a 4-turn cooldown, an AoE revival at that, and then block debuffs that you can use if you want to without even reviving. So now she's got the cleanse, she's got the block debuff, she's got the shields, right? A lot of support here. What puts her into the upper echelon for me, like actually deserving one of the most versatile Legos in the game, is her creep passive. This is really good. At the start of each turn, continuous heal on the ally with lowest HP for 2 turns. Nice to have. But the creep active effect, at the start of each turn, fills the turn meter of all allies by 10%. Now she's a turn meter booster in addition to everything else that we spoke about, right? Which is really what she's missing from the rest of her kit, is a nice turn meter boost. Now, what holds her back a little bit is 10% isn't that much, right? Like, we'd prefer 20% or more to be a viable go first arena champion, but she's very fast. She's a very good go second champion on your team and has a lot of support, right? And just, you know, even in areas like Chimera, very, very useful champion, right? She brings the shield for the shield trials. She's bringing the buffs, you know, she's bringing the debuff, she's bringing the cleanse. A lot to be excited about here if you pull Raka. And I feel like a lot of players are not excited when they pull a Raka. Let me know how you feel about it, guys. All right, next up is going to be another maybe controversial one, maybe not. I released a 40-minute Love Fest video all on Rhodos, the Lost Groom. But hear me out. Rhodos is obviously S tier in the arena. No one's going to deny that. But I think he has a lot of utility outside the arena as well. He's my favorite legendary nuker in the game, and he's so good. He's got extra turns on extra turns on extra turns, which is really nice. I love the decreased defense that he brings on his A1. It's a very, very high rate, 75%. Can be a great debuffer against bosses. He's great in areas like Scarab King. He destroys targets max HP by 20% on his A2 ability, which, by the way, as a reminder, is only on a 2-turn cooldown. He can do great work in a lot of different niche areas of the game. He can even help out on waves. Two other things to mention about him is he can ignore unkillable and block damage. You know, those pesky waves with stupid paragons and whatnot. He can just delete them, right? But I love that he can deny, when powered up, he can block revive as well. Good for areas of the game like the Ice Golem's minions, where if you don't kill them, you can deal with a 50% or 100% ignore defense against your team. So I think that you add it all together, and his just general survivability, and the fact that he's my favorite legendary nuker in the arena, I think he still makes the list of one of the most versatile champions out there in the game. But you know what? This next one might be one of the best low-key. Not Loki, but low-key. Get it? Freya, same update as Loki, and I like Loki as well. Freya Fateweather is so good. So good. Oh, she's nasty in the arena. She's nasty in Hydra. She's nasty everywhere in the game. She's very good. An AoE provoke on her A1 that deals a lot of damage. Man, if you're not building her with some crit rate, you're missing out, because this can smack. It can really smack. It's one of those sneaky supports who actually has a lot of DPS. She brings the increased defense for everybody on a 3-turn cooldown and a really, really girthy shield. Very big shield proportional to her defense. It's a massive shield. A lot of survivability when you have Freya on your team and a lot of damage, right? And she's got the cleanse, the block debuffs, and the turn meter fill. We talked about was with Pythion, right? What is the perfect cleanse in Raid Shadow Legends? When you're getting 3 out of those 4 things. Heals, turn meter fill, block debuffs, cleanse. She's got 3 out of 4, and it's on a 3-turn cooldown. One of the better abilities out there in the game, right? Very, very good. What a beautiful ability. And then she's increasing her defense. It stacks up, ergo more damage, more survivability, and oh, by the way, more shields, right? Prevents her death. Excuse me, prevents the death with the ally with the highest crit damage, keeps them alive, and then gives them an instant turn with a heal. Ooh, that's nasty to contend with as well. I see a lot of players forget about this little passive in the arena and like, wait, what's happening here? All of a sudden, the nuker's not dying, he's killing you. Yeah, Freya is very good. Defense in all battles by 30% as well. What a champ. What a champ. I've got 3 more on the list. This next one's probably going to surprise a lot of you guys. It's actually Thor. I don't have Thor. I missed out on the fusion. My big regret in 2024. But man, he makes the list because he's to me he's an A tier in the arena. He's an A plus or maybe even S in some areas outside the arena like Hydra Clan Boss, right? So he's not. What I'm trying to say is he's very, very good. He's not like, you know, as wanted as a Ieyasu, for example. But the reason I have him on the list is threefold, right? Number 1 is a lot of damage from Thor, right? Great DPS, great damage. Number 2 is he brings an AoE decrease speed on a 3-turn cooldown. It's my favorite debuff in the game. I've said that a million times. I'll keep saying it. I never leave home without it. I try to go to every battle. Unless they're a super fast one, I'm not decreasing the speed on, like, you know, whatever, iron, whatever. Actually, I am Iron Twist. But I'm trying to find, like, fast battles, whatever. But longer battles, I'm going decreased speed, and it's a must-have for me, must-have. He's permanently resisting resistance when he attacks, decreasing resistance, excuse me. He's bringing his own buffs, which I love. But the reason that he's pretty lethal in the arena as well, on top of everything we've already mentioned, is this ability can smack. You're hitting everybody in order initially after the first hit. But block damage and unkillable, there's not that many AoEs that ignore block damage in this game and unkillable. There's really not. And he's got it with a lot of damage. And block damage and unkillable, we talked about it with Odin, right? It's everywhere in this game. We look at some of the most annoying meta champions in the game. Nice, Siegfried, Odin, Gizmak. They've all got block damage and unkillable. He can ignore that. He's a great counter to the arena meta right now, in addition to being a beast overall. So I actually stand by it. I'm talking myself even more into Thor here. Wish I had that dude. All right. We got 2 more on the list, guys. 2 more previous fusions on the list. How about that? Didn't plan it that way, but White Queen and Korra. White Queen, I'm actually seeing her played more and more and more without Narcissus now. No shot at Narcissus. He's a very, very good damage dealer. Just one of the best, probably the best legendary HP-based damage dealers after Taurus, or even depending on what you need, going against shields, he's the best, right? But White Queen is just built different. She's so good. So good. 3-turn revive with 75% turn meter. Resets the cooldowns of the revived allies' skills. That's such a powerful single target revive. She's got the cleanse and the shield and the turn meter fill on a 3-turn cooldown. She's got a great A1 Necro Bolt, 30%, make it 50% when booked, of decreasing the cooldown of a random ally skills by 2 turns. That's a very generous A1. If the skill's fully reset, also heals them while she's at it. But really what puts her over the top is basically stealing the CC debuffs of an ally and giving them to, with the crit damage, and giving them to herself instead. And if she loses her turn, she gets a 50% turn meter fill. Man, that's so strong. The Queen Consort passive is so strong. And then the speed in all battles too. You can use her absolutely everywhere. Where can't you use a reviver, a cleanser, a shielder, a turn meter filler, a cooldown decreaser, a steal your CCs, I'll take one for the team. Great base stats, super fast, 111 base speed, super tanky, 21k HP. Yeah, she's very good. And then last is actually going to be Estrid. I was kind of between Estrid or actually Yenseska Grail-bearer. I think she's underrated in the arena, right? I'll just give her a quick shout out. She ignores block debuffs with her debuffs. She increases champion's accuracy by 10 for each buff on each enemy, which is helpful. Whenever an enemy receives a buff, their turn meters decrease by 10%. It's very strong in the arena. Poison Cloud's very strong in the arena. Turn meter fill by 50%. We just talked about it on Lamasu, and she's not even on the list, right? I think she's underrated in the arena. But so is Estrid. Well, we see that magic number again, don't we, guys? 115 base speed. Yeah, she's super, super fast. Can be a very good speed lead for your team. She got speed in arena battles by 28%. But she can also be just a great speed, not a great speed lead everywhere, but a great motor for your teams everywhere. I use her, and I'm like pretty proud of her, but I still use her on one of my main teams in Hydra, right? You can't get better than her kit. It's really one of the kits that's impressed me the most in this game out of the recent couple years of fusions, right? Sure, there's Fabians and Armands, but Lady Noelle and Estrid, to me, they're some of my favorite champions that were released in the last few years. Just let's admire the beauty of this kit. Whether you're talking about Arena or Hydra or anywhere else, you open up with an increased speed and increased attack on all allies for 3 turns and a turn meter fill by 15%. That's so strong. I mean, you're setting up your nukers, setting up everybody, and then you get the extra turn. 3-turn duration as well, which is beautiful, right? Great ability. It's awesome, right? It is on a 4-turn cooldown, but you can mitigate that by the extra turn anyway, right? And the buff duration. And then you get an extra turn. What do you do when you get extra turn? Oh, you go in and you attack all enemies. And you place a decreased speed and a weaken and decreased turn meter of all enemies by 15%. Now with Polymorph, it can be an issue in the arena. Doesn't mean that she's not still nasty, right? You could go in and just put somebody to sleep if you want to control them with the A1 instead, right? But man, whether you're talking, you know, an area like Sand Devil, Hydra, Arena, her speed, whenever the champion or an ally has a turn meter increased, heals all allies based on their max HP. So she's also a healer. She's a healer, a booster, a buffer, a debuffer, and think about the kit that she has. Increase speed, increase attack, 2 essential buffs for most teams. Decrease speed and weaken, also on a 3-turn cooldown, 2 essential debuffs. She brings 2 essential buffs, 2 essential debuffs, and you can build her fast enough with the extra turn that you can keep the uptime on the buffs and the debuffs close to 100%. Man, Estrid is amazing. I love this champion. There it is, guys. Those are my picks for top 30 most versatile, kind of A-tier beyond legendary champions everywhere in the game. Who did I snub? Let me know. Sun Wukong, Armand's, Fabian. There's a lot of my arena favorites that didn't make the list. By the way, I wanted to end where I started. A big shout for Raymond. Guys, or to Raymond, I get some of my best ideas, in my own opinion, I get from you guys. So thank you so much for keeping me feedback coming on every single video. I really appreciate you guys. Thanks for watching till the end. And as always, take care, guys.